Hi everybody, welcome to Storytime. I'm Eva Zimet, and I wrote this book that I'm going to read to you now. Lucy Dancer. The beach is a great place to run and jump. When I was little, I held a feather in each hand and pretended to fly. Lucy! That was my mother calling. I made her nervous when I jumped near the rocks. I also loved to float and feel the waves move. There was salt in my hair afterwards, and I liked that too. "You're dripping," said my sister when I came home. If I could learn to fly, I could fly away. For a while, I went to a gymnastics class. Afterwards, I watched the gymnasts practice. They did flips, and it looked like flying. I wanted to learn to do a flip. "That takes a long time," they said. "You have to practice first things first." I did practice. I stretched. I did back bends and handstands. I got strong, but I still couldn't fly. Then my mother took me to a ballet class. "Ballet's not for me," I told her. "Really? It'll be good for your posture," she said. And she got pink tights and pink shoes for me to wear. I didn't wear them. I wore black. Well, ballet surprised me. All the words for the steps and positions were in French. Everyone was sweating. It was hard, but it was fun. And I went back. My teacher was Miss Gabriella. She spoke to us in a lovely voice that sounded like she came from far away. Later, I heard her talking to someone in her own language, and I caught myself staring. My mother said Miss Gabriella's from Russia. "Really?" I said. My sister told me I was naive. I told her she doesn't even speak Russian, she shouldn't try. "Naive is not a Russian word, stupid," my sister said. My mother told me naive means uninformed. Better than being mean, I thought. All the arguments with my sister went away when I was dancing. Miss Gabriella showed us the steps and told us their names. And to warm up, we did bar. We did demi-pliés and grand pliés in time to the music. Sometimes we counted in sets of 3, and sometimes we counted in sets of 4. Miss Gabriella told us the music was by Chopin, and it's spelled Chopin, and he's from Poland. We did tendus and rond de jambes and lots of other steps besides. After bar, we did center. We did some of the same steps we practiced at bar, and we also jumped and turned. More French. Jeté, sauté for jumps, pirouette for turns. Sometimes I concentrated so hard I felt like I was alone in the room. Miss Gabriella looked like she was dancing even when she was standing still. How did she do that? Practice. She said practice was the first word she learned in English. I asked her for a word in Russian. "Dusha," she said. Heart. And she wrote it for me, too. It looks like this. "The arabesque does not come from the legs," Miss Gabrielle told us. "It comes from the heart. You must open your heart." These are my new friends. Diego could turn and turn. So could Keiji and Carly. I wanted to turn like they did, but when I tried, I fell over. "Try again, Lucy," said Miss Gabriella. And so I did. Ian could jump very high and land quietly. Diego and Kim, too. I wanted to jump that way, but I always landed before they did and with a thud. "You must use the floor to jump, Lucy, not your arms. Do it again," said Miss Gabriella. And so I did, and I thought of my cat. Sometimes I practiced at home. "Where's your tutu?" said my sister. "Never mind," I told myself, and I put up my hair. It takes 10 years to make a dancer. Miss Gabriella told us that idea was from Martha Graham, a famous modern dancer. My mother told me that Lucy means light. I imagined that when I danced, I had light coming from my fingertips. I asked if I could have new slippers and if I could take more classes. "Ballet's gross," said my sister. "Never mind," I thought. I sewed the elastic onto my slippers myself with double thread, and I went back to class. Then, one day, when I turned, it came out just right, and I jumped and it felt like dancing. Suddenly, everything felt like light. Miss Gabriella said, "Very good, Lucy. That's it. Do it again," she added. And I did. And I saw her wink. At the end of the year, we planned a recital for our ballet class. We had rehearsals to learn the steps, and we did them over and over until they all came out just right. For the performance, we wore blue leotards and blue tights with chiffon sewn on like a cape. "You didn't fall?" said my sister. "Nope," I answered. I felt like I was flying. The audience applauded when we finished, and we had a curtain call. And after that, behind the curtain, we all hugged and clapped for ourselves. And Miss Gabriella took a picture. I felt like I was flying.